Big Tigger's wife, Alicia Brown, also insinuated that, he hit her. And she posted this video in which she looked like she's all beat up and bruised. But in my opinion, what I think this was maybe makeup or something like that. And it put Big Tigger in a situation.
I simply cannot believe what it is that I'm looking at right here. Big Tigger's wife, dastardly, got up on these internet streets with this huge gash on her face, like this shocking injury to her face, while in the comment section saying, ask her husband, Big Tigger, what happened to her face, as if to insinuate that this man is a woman beater. Oh, there ain't nothing like a woman scorn what she will exact onto you from a revenge perspective, especially if they are irrational in nature, for they have nothing to lose and everything to gain through their destroyed ego. Now, this story is so damn stupid, but we have to be able to go over this. Longtime Atlanta radio personality, Big Tigger, I think he does it, V103 over here in Atlanta, okay, was arrested this past Saturday morning on battery and on child cruelty charges. He just posted a $10,000 bond, so he's up out of there right now. But they booked him after he had an argument with his wife that she alleges turned physical, okay? Now, the additional evidence to that is the insinuation through the gash that happened on her face, which Big Tigger obviously denied, but was supplanted by the veiled insinuation of, quote, someone asked my husband what happened to my face. What? Oh, this is disgusting right here. Listen, I want to go to information in regards to the warrant right now, and then we're going to get into another video that's going to have a much longer and detailed dissection of where we are at right now. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. Guys, let's get active. Without further ado,
we now have the arrest warrants for V103's Big Tigger. Let me tell you what's in them. This is all alleged and only in the perspective of Big Tigger's wife, Alicia Brown. According to Brown in these arrest warrants, her and Big Tigger, aka Darian Morgan, got into a huge fight because she allegedly found text messages between him and another female in his phone. And at some point, he allegedly called her a psycho. But things only escalated from there. Brown claims that he began to record her, and at some point, she snatched that phone out of his hands, and that's when she says he tackled her to the ground, bruising her bottom lip. And it didn't stop there. According to Brown, when she got to her feet, she headed straight to the basement and said, quote, in these arrest warrants, I'll show you, psycho, and began unplugging Big Tigger's computer. Well, at some point, she says Big Tigger restrained her, and she kept telling him to get off, which she says he didn't, and began pushing her out of the office. And at some point, she lost her footing, and she says that she hit her face off the door, cutting it. Now Morgan faces aggravated battery and cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. And why he has that cruelty to children charge is because police say a juvenile was in the home during that alleged altercation.
I keep telling y'all to put cameras in y'all crib because there's a big difference. Somebody slipping in the middle of an altercation and hitting their head versus a man doing something violent to you in order to gash your face. Hopefully he has some type of CCTV cameras in his crib, and if not, I hope his phone was still activated to capture exactly what happened.
Since the late 90s, a lot of us was exposed to Big Tigger.
Shout out O'Shea.
Rap City, In the Basement, 106 and Park. And then we've seen his career go into just great things. Now he's on the morning show on Atlanta's V103, and he's now on there with a young lady by the name of Francesca Miker. Now, Big Tigger took a long time to get married, and when he did get married, he married this lady, Alicia Brown. Now, Alicia Brown has some tumultuous background stuff. I mean, like one of her kids, one of her daughters allegedly went missing and never came back under her watch. So you can assume what you want with that. What? And then once Big Tigger basically got accused of abusing her, her baby's daddy came out and said this.
There were so many instances of me going to jail and me being arrested and cases behind it. There would be times where she would say I would beat her up and I would not even be in the same zip code. I would be at work, she would be somewhere else. She said I beat her up on the side of the highway one time. I was at work, I was on crutches, and I still went to jail.
Now, the thing with this is that Big Tigger's wife, Alicia Brown, also insinuated that, he hit her. And she posted this video in which she looked like she's all beat up and bruised. But in my opinion, what I think this was maybe makeup or something like that. And it put Big Tigger in a situation.
What if you could copy the exact system that I use to generate between $50,000 and $100,000 a month purely from posting commentary content online? My life right now consists of no boss, no commute, no alarm, and I work when I want. And I've spent the past 8 years building this framework out from scratch. And 1 million subscribers later, over 400 million lifetime views, and I've never once talked about exactly how I do it. Until now. Now, my system is called Viral to Value, and it's the step-by-step blueprint that I personally use every single day to turn viral moments into real, life-changing income in any niche. If you're ready to stop guessing and start building something that is actually yours, click the link below and let's get to work. Here's the thing. Let's say that it's not makeup. Let's say that it's real. She's just crying into her social media while the video plays. Now, this is somebody who already has been accused by an ex that she does this. She'll just make stories and shit up. But let's say that it's real. She's just insinuating. Someone asked my husband what happened to my face. That is a veiled accusation that he caused that. Okay? She knows exactly what she's doing, and now she's going to the internet to receive sympathy. To be honest, guys, I get tired time after time after time of going over the exact same type of story. The dude's just tired. When are the ladies going to get tired of this? This is...
When he had to basically come out at his job and kind of go against all of these false allegations or allegations of, him abusing his wife and all of that.
I'm privileged to be here this morning, back at work. Over the past several days, there's been significant public discussion and speculation regarding my personal life.
This is before he got arrested.
I understand this can happen being a public person. I've been doing radio now
Still got his ring
32
on.
years and television for 29. I appreciate first and foremost the support and concern that so many people have shown. I want to say categorically, these allegations and accusations that have been circulating about me are false, untrue, not happening, didn't happen. Additionally, it's important to clarify that Francesca and I have never been anything more than friends and respected colleagues. I'd like to apologize to you, Francesca, for the impact of these last few days or this last week. I hope you accept my apology. Out of respect for everyone involved, I ask for grace, privacy, and restraint as my family navigates this difficult moment. For more than 30 years, I've had the privilege of serving this in many communities through music, entertainment, and connection. I remain grateful for the trust so many of you have placed in me throughout that journey, and I intend to continue living and leading in that manner worthy of that trust. And to all the people who have either quietly or loudly stood up and stood 10 toes for me, I appreciate it. For the people who have reached out to check on me, I appreciate you. No name dropping necessary. You know who you are.
That's him, right? He's being currently.
And here's the thing. Big Tigger married a quarrelsome woman. Isn't it somewhere in the Bible where it said, never, don't do that shit? All right? It should be a damn sacrament at this point. All right? A commandment, if you will. A beatitude, if you will. All right? Let's etch this shit in stone, baby, because y'all be marrying these quarrelsome ass women. Why? Like, I don't understand. Maybe it's like the Captain Save-A-Ho that we have that's in some of our genetic makeup. All right? But you marry quarrelsome and expecting different output or results. Because he married quarrelsome, now he's going through this. Does that not make sense? She's putting your life on the line. She's putting your career on the line. Because this is the way that she will manipulate a situation in order to get what she wants. All because what? Because his co-host is beautiful?
Investigated. And again, let's get back to the women. So many women and I don't even want to show the comments because there's so many,
Yeah.
but they're like, oh no, he did it.
Yeah.
He definitely has done this. He beat this woman. He hit this woman. And that's concerning, like I said, because when you're a man and you don't have any history of being violent, and then all these women come out and they say, you did it,
That's
you
all
did
it takes.
You have to leave your job. You got to take a leave of absence because the company has to investigate this. It's how corporate America works. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that. Whether it's true or not, you have to be removed from the job. They have to investigate the claims, either the police reports, if there's even one that's filed, they have to contact her. And so what happened was this lady, Alicia Brown, went to Lauren De La Rosa. And when she was at Lauren De La Rosa, who was on the Breakfast Club, I think she gave her a statement. This is what she said.
I'm not gonna lie, this whole situation got me tight, because why would you get on the internet crying with a bruised up, gashed eye, talking about ask my husband what happened to my face?
Because she's a loser.
Girl. And now you're backtracking. She goes to Lauren La Rosa. Shout out to Lauren for always bringing us the information, but she says she never called her husband an abuser. Lady, think people were gonna think. I'm very confused.
This is what's happening here. She's now acting like, well, listen, I posted the picture, but I didn't say he hit me. Y'all jumped to your own conclusion. And this is the scary thing about marriages, getting married, having relationships. And, you know, like I said, like at 45, I mean, could I get married one day? It's very possible. I'm not necessarily against it like some creators are, but I will say it is quite disheartening for a woman who says she loves a man would post this on the internet, misleading people, making people feel that she's distressed. People are literally coming to your behalf. And all you have to say is, I didn't say that. Y'all the one that got a problem.
Listen. And here's the thing, Corey Holcomb received a bit of flack for his statements in regards to like purchasing female attention. And component of his argument, because he's been married before, divorce, this is within it. Because if you marry somebody, then your brand, your personal brand as well as your public brand is tied up in it. And if that person gets up, this is like the president of Coca-Cola coming out out of nowhere and just being like, hey, listen, we drop shit in Coca-Cola, right? Like that little spice, that little at the end of it, that's a little bit of cow dung, right? Like it does forever damage and or reputation destruction to the brand. But guess what? This is the tools of toxic feminine, innuendo, gossip, manipulation and reputation destruction. This is part and parcel reputation destruction. Oh, I didn't say that, but you got up on here and said, ask my husband with a gash on your face. Dog, like, oh, this is nasty.
All you have to say is, I didn't say that. Y'all the one that got a problem. This brings me to a larger point. Let's say, for an example, a woman is being abused. A woman is being hurt. Let's assume that this is actually the case. Then can you tell me when women are saying that they have been hurt by men,
playing with
if
y'all.
things like this happen, well, then what people believe? Well, nah, we can't prove it. Why didn't she call the police?
Right.
She's not being hurt. She's just saying that for clout. And I'm telling you, people start to be more speculative towards women when this stuff happens. And it could be true. And then you get somebody like her who is just playing the fool of the public, taking advantage of the public's emotions. And then at the same time, you're ruining a man's life. Let me tell some of the ladies something out there. And unfortunately, when it comes to a lot of long-term relationships, even if you meet a man and you may feel, well, you know, why doesn't this guy want to go forward, or why are men in general don't want to go forward? A lot of times it doesn't have a lot just to do with maybe just you as a person. Of course, you add on to that, but it's the systemic issues, the risks that are dealing with women that this is a problem. Let's say, for example, if you're a single mother, okay? And Alicia Brown had at least one child, I believe, maybe now even two, I'm not sure. So you're a single mom. Then I can tell you what a lot of guys will do. You're a single mom, well, that's already risky as it is. Then you throw in the fact that you have a single mom, and then something like this happens. And I know what one woman are gonna say, you can't judge everybody off of that one thing. And that's absolutely true. But what's also true is a lot of guys are going to judge off of one thing, because guys already have preconceived biases. And in order for you to be able to beat somebody's bias, you're going to have to beat a lot of stuff. And to be honest, that's typically not how it works. And what men are going to look at and what they're going to see is damn, getting into relationships with women that got kids is dangerous, and just marrying women is dangerous all around, because even if I didn't do anything, she can come back and say that I did it, and then now I'm in the wrong.
And I didn't quite finish my original point, but like, this is why Corey Holcomb, he can say something like that. He just purchases female, attention, right? Relationship, friendship, and keeps it right at there and doesn't go any deeper, any further. And it's his money, his choice. He could do whatever it is that he wants to do. And I know there's a lot of other men out there that are doing that as well. And the thing is like, I understand the sentiment. I do. I understand the sentiment, because you see these dudes and you're just like, well, shit, if I never did this with her, if I never allowed her next to me, right? And you engage someone more, and these dudes, well, kids already, married already, divorced already. I get the sentiment after, because when you get to like 40, 50, 60 years old, you're saying to yourself, well, I don't want to get married again. And a lot of these chicks, right, they want me to deal with all of the intricacies of their emotions, right? Like, and I don't have time for that. I want to be about my purpose. I want to be about fun. I want to be about my, my lifestyle, right? Like all of these different types of things. And then, inevitably you see story after story of this, of not just women doing this to their men, but married women. Oh,
who's never had this.
Men are making a rational
he's been
decision.
exposed for other stuff. I think like he was butt naked in the bed with the model Tyson Beckford. She caught them doing something.
What?
I don't know how true that is, but whatever. It's a rumor.
You can't believe anything she says.
What's going to happen is like, look, you chicks are problematic, so I don't want to deal with y'all. Or let me just put it out there. You're going to have some guys that tie it back to black women or American women, and this is why you need to go and do the passport bro thing. I mean, all of this speaks right into that preconceived bias. And if women are not exceptional as to why a man should deal with you, the question men are going to look at is, well, what was Big Tigger's reason for dealing with her in the first place? Like he got everything. Did he need her? Like, why is he getting married in the first place? Not only her, why anybody? You can just do what Rick Ross does and just rotate them out every 6 months. Why should you risk trying to find the right woman when all of these things can go wrong and you can just keep switching them out with everybody else?
Men are rationalizing this decision in this new modern dating economy. It used to be that becoming married represented less risk to that man. And in these unique anecdotal examples, it's beginning to prove, well, not prove, but it's beginning to show what could ultimately happen. And now what could ultimately happen is feeding the rationality of logic-based dudes that have things to lose. That's the point. It's not to say that this is happening in the majority of marriages, right? Like we can run statistics of how many of these different accusations, if the data exists. What I'm saying is that these anecdotal examples, these are important to take note of, okay?
I mean, and this is what guys look at. The risk versus the reward. And I think, a lot of guys will be kind of stupid to say, hey man, get married, find one wife, and just deal with all of that risk. And I'm not a person that's anti-marriage at all, to be honest. But you're asking somebody to take a lot of fundamental risk that, man, this is dangerous stuff. Even if she wasn't a single mom, it is dangerous. And when guys say they don't want to deal with long-term relationships, they don't want to deal with marriage because if something like this happens, like this guy's life can be ruined. Like, do you know how many people could be sitting back and just saying to this dude, you're a woman abuser. You hit women. You should be canceled. Like, do you guys understand what these celebrities go through? Once somebody says something like this, like, I don't think you guys understand. I literally don't think you guys understand.
For years, they'll be in his
comments. When somebody leverages
comments.
Something against you like this, it's not just me against my wife. It's people come into your Instagram, your DMs, when you're out
your
in
emails.
public. People come and they bother you.
The worst is in public.
People come and they harass you. People call you. People stalk you. People send death threats. Don't you understand that? Then you can't respond to this. Imagine if all this is true. You can't respond to this. You have to fundamentally deal with it. As a man, you got to deal with it. Then you got to come to work, be professional, explain to your boss why they should keep you, explain why it's, not true. Then after everything is not true, guess what? People still believe what they want to believe after it's vindicated. Nah, he still beat women. He still hit women. He still do this. He still do that. He still do this. He still do that. Nah, he's like that. Then you're going to have your ultra feminist. Oh, nah, we can't invite him to this gig. He hits his wife. Because the brand's going to go with the public perception. And the public perception is, you know what? Right now, Big Tigger's not cool. We can't give him the opportunity. And he gets his money from brands, associations. That's all he does. You know, Big Tigger's not a content creator like me. He's not on Facebook or anything like that making like content creation money. He works in corporate structure. Yeah. So once you are Nike, you know, the brands change like anything else. You do something wrong? Okay, well, we got to hold off on that. We can't get behind you on that. And then now his money is down bad. His opportunities are down bad. Like, and then she, the person who don't have nothing, nothing happen to her at all. Just to ruin this guy's life. The guy took a chance on you. And this is something else that a lot of ladies not gonna like, but I'm gonna tell you this. These dudes, if they have more than you, they're taking a chance on you. Unless you have as much money as they do, you have as much structure as they do, when guys deal with you and you don't have financially as much, they are taking a chance on you. They are taking the risk on you. Because what they're doing is, number one, I'm closing out my optionality to deal with your benefits and your issues. And I did not have to deal with you. Now, women can equally say that, but most men decide the marriage thing, not women. Women just not going out here deciding on which man can get married to them. That's not how it works. So realize that risk. That man is taking a financial risk. That man is taking a risk to his future earnings, based on that everything will work right with you. If you got kids, he's taking care of them too. Then this woman comes out here and plays games. And again, I understand that not all women are like this. I get it. But when you look at the risk, you're not looking at, well, all women not like that. You're looking at, this ain't worth it. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Jackson.
Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson, man. Fantastically done, my brother. Guys, I'll leave a link to O'Shea's video down in the description box as well. O'Shea made a fantastic point there towards the end, and it is the idea that nothing will ever happen to her. And he's 1,000% correct. What will happen to her? The dudes that would support a Big Tigger, like, dudes are not getting out down into the DMs of women and telling them that they ain't shit, or like after she come back and saying, well, I never said that he abused me. They're not doing that. The sister code is not going to do that, because they're going to try to sweep this underneath the rug as if this doesn't actually happen. And then let's say like an MTandR, they too busy living soft lives to get in her DM as well, right? Like, they're too busy happy and enjoying themselves, right? And enjoying the men that they treat correct. It's leading the damn social media witness, but it's not illegal. So literally nothing will ever happen to her. She's allowed to go back to being this covert snake. I mean, I guess outside of me doing videos about this, or like, you know, or like just different content creators doing videos about this. And, you know, I actually think that's a lot of the reason why, you know, we get so much support from men, because they're allowed to, there's no laws against what she just did. There's no consequence, there's no repercussions for what she just did. And even when this is going to go through the court, hopefully he has a video of the entire situation. And once he gets exonerated, we'll do another video, we'll do another update. But she doesn't get in trouble for a false accusation. And this is so crazy to me. I think that false accusations, if proven with video, and you can see that it's not, and they can prove that it's not AI or what have you, I think that that person should get the exact same punishment that the person that they accuse would have gotten. I think that should be instituted, because then at that point, you'd start to see de-incentivization towards this snake behavior. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get up out of here. Let me know what you think down in the comment box down below. Share your questions, your comments, your feedback. You know, we'll engage in a conversation. I got to get out of here, though. This one's pissing me off. Until next time. All right. Peace.
She belongs to the street. Girl, don't hold my hand. You a mattress actress on the OnlyFans. Get your money, girl, but damn, how is that your only plan? What you gonna do when you get too old to strip and dance? Get up out your echo chamber screaming period and yes. You a low down dirty woman if you try to get knocked up by a high value man.